WUSM Hattiesburg. You're listening to WUSM Hattiesburg. It's time for the
Good afternoon.
You're listening to WUSM Hattiesburg. It's time for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up is a look at the events Southern Miss Student Media covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week.
Good afternoon, Golden Eagles, and welcome to the Weekly Wrap Up. Also, happy Halloween. You're tuned in to WUSM 88.5 FM. I'm your host for today, Adeline Fields, and today we're taking a look back at what SM2 has been up to this past week, as well as what's coming up next. After this quick break, we'll be back starting off with Carter Crow from Stratcom.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country, so how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
To help solve hunger in Mississippi, contact Mississippi Food Network or visit feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
Welcome back to the Weekly Wrap Up on Southern Miss Radio. We're starting off with Carter Crow from Stratcom.
Hi, Adeline. How you doing on this Halloween?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm spooky. I'm feeling spooky. And with that being said, we did have a really good week in Stratcom this week. So just touching base on the socials. With our Instagram, Facebook, and X accounts, we've gotten a lot of articles up this week, a lot of short-form video content. The MMJs have been killing it with getting short-form video content to the point to where my digital producer, the head digital producer of the division, came up to me and said, Carter, we're content heavy. We have a lot coming out this week. We have so much that anything we create this week that is extra should be pushed to next week because we have a lot coming out. So if you're a listener and you want to see what we've got coming out, go ahead and follow us at SM2.USM on Instagram. On X, we are Southern Miss Student Media. On Facebook, I believe it is the same, Southern Miss Student Media. This week, we've got, like I said, article posts about articles that we do have in the paper now. If you go to Facebook or X, you can actually click the link in the comments section or the actual caption. Thank you, Vivian. Losing my mind on this spooky day. You can go and read the articles that these posts are promoting. Going back to MMJs and short forms, I really like it when our MMJs are able to go out and record videos for these stories that people get to see nice little short form videos. So we've got a bunch of those up, and we've got more coming out all the way till next Tuesday is when they're scheduled. So keep an eye out on all the socials, and that's really covering it with Stratcom this week.
Awesome. Nothing else to add?
Not that I can think of right now. Next week, we will have a lot to add.
We'll be on the lookout for all of that. We have a quick news wrap from Nishranika talking about a USM student actors film. Check it out.
For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nishranika. Sometimes I get bored and I start imagining what I would say in my award acceptance speech. You know who to thank, what moments to talk about, a few lies here and there. We have all done it, but one of the students from Southern Miss, Srizal Thapa, might be much closer than most of us to actually doing it in real life. His short film, Sonder, won multiple awards and nominations, and he attended a film festival in LA where he met Hollywood stars like Madison Wolfe, Michael Murray, and Ted Donovan, to name a few. Let's listen to Thapa talk about his movie.
Sonder is about this hopeless romantic who must fight his deepest fears to bridge the gap between himself and a stranger, which turns the park that he goes to kind of release himself into a battlefield or a stage of personal redemption.
The award judges were not the only people impressed by Thapa's talent. He has also been highly praised among his classmates and professors. Matthew Ernest, one of his professors and mentors, talks about him.
I think he is an exceptional student. I don't just think that. Everyone thinks he's an exceptional student. Very hardworking, very creative, and it's been wonderful to see him really turn a corner in his acting this year. He has met some pretty significant artistic challenges and has done beautifully.
Thapa also mentioned how his family, which is from Nepal, was not always on board with him pursuing theatre as his career, but became fully supportive after Sonder. As a Nepali person myself, I cannot overstate how big of an achievement that is. For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nisranika.
Welcome back to the weekly wrap-up. Next up, we have Micah Gibbs. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on in creative.
We've been very, very busy. We just wrapped up the ADHD conference. It's a conference we do every year for, I don't know the company itself, but it's a conference we do. Every year we record a conference of educators from around the state. They come in, they talk about ADHD, autism, all kinds of mental disabilities, and how teachers and parents and stuff can overcome those hurdles. And so that was a great, time. It's always a great time working with them and doing that event. But also, Hub City Game Day did well this week, or last week, because last week was homecoming. We did a few player spotlights. We featured some Southern Miss legends, Ray Guy, Willie Heidelberg, which I didn't know who he was until, we sat down and started recording. And, Andy that's our guy, man. He's our history guy. So everything about history, Southern Miss, he knows. And it was very good to, learn about that in here. And we also got some, Beyond Borders coming back for another episode. An episode of, we're going to have some international students try out some American sports, mainly football. So we're going to have them come out there and, do some drills and stuff like that. They're also going to have an opportunity to go do what cheerleaders do, go through a cheerleading practice and see how it is to be a cheerleader, and then finish it off with the band, see how the band prepares for game day and stuff like that. So it should be interesting to see their perspective of something that we as Americans are so fond, we're so used to it. So it should be fun. And then, obviously we got a lot of big stuff coming up next semester. And I'm just glad that I have a team that's ready to work and dedicated.
Sounds like y'all are killing it.
Yeah,
a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's it's always something going on with us, and creative works hand in hand with Stratcom, and I'm glad to have Stratcom with us as we tackle these projects and do things. And speaking of Stratcom, somewhere with Sophia, she went out there to the haunted house at the Payne, and Sophia is a character. So whenever that drops on Instagram, make sure y'all watch it. SM2.USM. She's such a funny person, and she has so much energy, and she brings that to life on camera. So that should be a good episode.
Awesome. So for people who are unfamiliar, where can we find all of these episodes to watch?
Man, SM2.USM for a majority of our short form content, like Southern Miss says with Alicia, who she's been killing it this year as well. Somewhere with Sophia. And then if you want to watch the Hub City Game Day stuff, we have an Instagram, Hub City Game Day USM. And that's kind of where we post our clips and, the clips from the show, and then some of the social media stuff we do on game day, like trivia and player history and stuff like that. But if you want to watch full-length episodes of all of our shows, go to our YouTube, Southern Miss Student Media Center, and go follow, man. Go subscribe. Make sure y'all show support for us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Next up, we have a news wrap from Tyshawn Hobson reporting on the USM Live Music Club.
From punk rock music to smooth, easy jazz, the USM Live Music Club has it all. Located behind the Baptist Student Center here on campus, the club is a place where musicians and students can come together and see others perform. Hayden Priest, Vice President of the USM Live Music Club, says he hopes to build a community here.
The USM Live Music Club is what I hope to be, a community of musicians on campus. They don't have to be a music major or anything, they can just play whatever, and they can come to this stage, have a group of friends, and then, come hang out and play some new music.
The club was first established last year and has been hosting events and concerts ever since. The club hosts performances every Thursday and is open to local bands, musicians, and USM students who can either perform or even just sit for a free night of live music. Joseph Lee, a USM student and member of the band, Miss Fantastic, says music can bring students together.
I think it's a good thing. I think music heals people, and I think the world needs a little bit more healing right now. So being able to come out here and just, be a musician or a rapper or artist or whoever you might be.
The club brings together students from all backgrounds, even commuters who may have a hard time finding places to practice and play. USM student Sugam Patti said he's glad that he has a space where he can play freely.
Where we can openly jam and not care about what others might think. If I'm going to get a noise complaint or not, it's really fine.
I'm Tashawn Hobson with SM2 News.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The NLS Braille and Talking Book program gives patrons with visual or physical disabilities the freedom to read their way.
If you want to read in electronic braille, you can. If you want to read on your phone, you can. If you want to read in heart print, you can.
Everybody can read the way they want to read using this program.
For more information about the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped Library of Congress, visit loc.gov/thatallmayread.
People do it everywhere.
In the kitchen, in the bedroom.
Yes, even the park.
When it comes to your health,
there is no wrong place or time to get an HIV test.
Knowing your HIV status allows you to live your life
and stay healthy.
So pick a spot.
Make HIV testing a part of your routine.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
You'll be glad you did.
I'm Jamie Presley.
Jay Ellis.
I'm Ray Santiago.
I'm Terrence J.
And I'm
acting against AIDS.
Visit cdc.gov/doing it.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in our community. To learn more or get involved, call 601-545-7141. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.
Welcome back, y'all. You're tuned in to 88.5 FM WSM, and this is the weekly wrap-up, and we are here with Micah Hill.
Ooh. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? Happy Halloween. So, really quickly, just to talk a little bit about what we did this week with SM2. So, have you guys heard about the monkeys on the loose?
Oh, girl, I got a text from my mother.
Really? What'd she say?
She was like, Carter, don't pick them up. I know you gonna try to get a pet. I know you want a little baby monkey. But no, you cannot have them. She was like, they are infected with things.
My
and I was
sisters
like,
told me, I
what
was
do you
like,
mean?
what monkeys?
I was like, what do you mean? So could you dive into that a little bit?
Yes, so a truck has overturned, okay?
Uh-huh.
And the monkeys are on the loose.
Do you know what type of monkeys? Or are
I
these
do
just...
not know what type of monkeys.
We got a bunch of capuchin monkeys running around here.
Reese's monkeys.
Reese's Pieces monkeys. It really is Halloween. They released them.
Like we don't. That's just like random news to get on my phone. In Heidelberg, of all places.
We here. To the top.
To the top.
We got golden eagles and monkeys.
And people were scared that they would come down here and infect us and bite us. Anyway, so we talked about that at SM2.
Did they get the monkeys?
I was told that they did start to destroy them.
Okay.
So that was their language,
dear.
destroy.
Very concerning.
Yeah. But we talked about that. We talked about how we're in the second longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
Oh.
30 days.
I had a 30-minute long conversation about that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was the longest
1 minute for
conversation about
every day.
Yeah, it was the longest conversation about a government shutdown I've ever had.
So we talked a little bit about that.
Mhm.
Oh, and the AWS outage. I was so happy that campus shut down.
Thank you for speaking with all the other students. With
Yeah,
thank you.
no, I was actually like excited. I had a midterm that day. It got moved to Friday, so it was great. I had more time to study, but for other students, it was just disappointment. Maybe for the teachers, because not only did it affect Canvas, but it affected so many other things that people didn't expect AWS to be over.
Mhm.
So.
Like, wasn't Amazon in that? Like,
Amazon
Yeah,
is,
deliveries got backed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
Which, Halloween costumes, hello.
How are we supposed to dress up for the spooky day?
Didn't they say Fortnite? I'm not even sure. Like, but some gaming.
Probably.
Starbucks was down.
Just crazy.
Everything's down.
And it really made people realize how much Amazon is over.
How much we
a
depend
lot.
on this.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
So we went over that. And obviously we went over homecoming. We got to interview SGA's president, Leah Johnson. I was so excited to see the ladies in their pretty dresses. I look forward to that, of everything with homecoming. And obviously we won. So whoop, shout out to y'all. But for our main anchors, we had Gabby Cox and Kennedy Drake. For our weather segment, we had Ashley Naylor. She did amazing. And then for sports, we had Alvia Walker. So everyone did great this week. Like I said, it comes out every Thursday, so y'all can go take a look at Southern Miss Student Media. Oh, and then we also had MSPA Day, so for aspiring journalists, they can come up here, dabble into the life of journalism. They came to learn a little bit more about radio. For me, they came to the studio, so they came on the teleprompter, learned how to work the cameras and stuff like that. And everybody's reaction was the same every single time they walk in. Oh my God, what is that? And they start taking pictures,
It's
selfies.
so fancy.
Yeah, like, well, I wish we had this at our school. So,
Yeah.
but it was fun getting to see them and enjoying their company for the day. But that's pretty much it on SMTV side.
Awesome. Well, we also have Vivian Cookmeyer here. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys have been working on?
Yeah, so MMJs are always busy as per usual. They are just cranking out stories like crazy. As Micah mentioned, we did win the game. So Gabe Calhoun, one of our sports writers, wrote about becoming bowl eligible, which is a really big deal for USM. So that's really exciting. We also had Gabby cover the homecoming parade, and we had a bunch of different other stories related to students. We talked about struggles of international students this week. There was another student who won multiple awards for his short film, so that's really cool. We did a lot of highlighting of stuff on campus this week, which normally we're kind of a little all over the place with local, national, and school stuff, but there's just been a lot happening on campus. So. And then, of course, today is Halloween, so we're having our Halloween party. And if you can't see me, I am a clown right now, so that's fun. But yeah, so we're going to have the party today, and I'm really excited. We're having a costume contest, games, treats, all this stuff, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Come check it out, SM2 people. We're expecting you.
Staff
We'll
party,
also be
costume
posting
encouraged.
all these pictures and costumes and spooky, kooky fun on the socials. So
Yep.
if you are not an SM2 member and just want to get in on what it's like to be one of us, you can go and check us out.
Stay
we
tuned.
we put it all on display for y'all.
This is us.
Anything else to add with MMJ?
No, I think that's it for this week.
Awesome. Well, I will share a quick update on radio. So this past week, we had Keith Elder with Terror Lake on Monday. Tuesday, we had the Digital Humanities Hub come for a chat. Wednesday, we were live with Diane Shepard, remote from the Fountain, which was a fun show. It was very windy outside, so me and Meadow, our video producer, were holding the tent very tightly.
I
to
didn't
keep
even
it from
think
blowing
about
away.
y'all being out there that day. I walked across campus just to get here, and I was like, I was on the phone. My mom's like, I can't hear you past the wind.
It was a wind tunnel on campus on Wednesday.
It was so bad.
If you missed it. But that was a fun show. On Thursday, we were also remote, but from a different location, from the THAD for MSPA Day. We interviewed a couple of the high school students that were there, and it was so cool to just like see, you know,
They were
how
really
interested.
excited to see the
Right.
radio.
As like, you know, these younger teenagers like having so much like interest in media is really cool. We had the green screen out, which was a huge hit with them.
Kids jumping in front of it, they're like, "Oh my
They-
gosh, I'm an anchor now."
Yeah.
Wow.
Even in here, some of them got to be on air, and they were like, "No!" Like they were like, "Can we record?" Like they were just freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a blast. And then we also had the director, RJ Morgan, talk about the event, which was a great interview. So check it out. Actually, that one's not on YouTube, I don't think. But hope you didn't miss it. But
Get in your DeLorean and go back in time.
sorry about that. Next week we have Dr. Don Yee with the Science Cafe, and we also have a couple people from the Almost Underground reading series coming to talk about that. So stay tuned on 88.5 FM WSM. Weekdays at noon. We are live every day. And I think, unless anybody else has something to add, I think that sums up everything that we've been working on. That was
Sounds
the
like a
weekly
wrap.
wrap-up. Thanks for listening.
To the top.
Happy Halloween.
This has been the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. A look at the events Southern Miss Student Media has covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up airs Fridays at noon on Southern Miss Radio. We'll see you next week for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. Sponsorship comes from Southern Beverage, your local Michelob Ultra distributor. Michelob Ultra has significantly fewer carbs and calories per serving if you are watching those in your diet. You can reach Southern Beverage by phone at 601-268-9111, or you can find them on the internet at southernbeverage.com. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri,